One evening, my husband offered to do everything: the baby, the dishes, the bedtime routine, everything. And instead of feeling relieved, I felt uncomfortable. I kept getting up. I kept checking. I kept asking, "Do you need anything? Do you remember this? Do you need help? Are you sure?" And after about 20 minutes, I realized something. The problem wasn't that nobody was helping me. The problem was that I didn't know how to receive help. And honestly, that surprised me. Because if someone would have asked me, "Do you need help?" my answer would definitely be yes. Absolutely yes. I was exhausted, overwhelmed, running on empty, but somehow, when support was actually offered, I struggled to accept it. And maybe you have felt this too. Maybe someone offered to watch over the baby. Maybe someone offered to cook dinner for you. And instead of relief, you felt guilt or anxiety. Or maybe you said, "No, I'm okay," even when you were not. What's interesting is that I didn't notice that I was doing this only in motherhood. When I look back, I have been always be the person who would handle things by myself. The person who did not want to bother anyone. The person who would say, "It's okay, I'll do it," even when I was overwhelmed, even when I needed support. But motherhood exposed that pattern in a way that nothing else ever had. Because when you are caring for a baby, the demands never really stop. And eventually, carrying everything alone becomes impossible. Today, I want to talk about why asking for help feels so hard. Because I don't think it's about weakness. I don't think it's about being lazy. And I don't think it's about not having support. I think something much deeper is happening. And once I understood it, it changed the way I see the motherhood. By the end of this video, we are going to talk about why mothers struggle so hard for help, why receiving help feels harder than giving it, and the mindset shift that helped me stop carrying everything alone. Because the answer has nothing to do with the weakness and everything to do with what we have taught about motherhood. As a doctor and now as a mother, I have noticed something very interesting. Most mothers don't struggle because they don't have help. Many struggle because they don't feel comfortable using the support they already have. Somehow, along the way, many of us learned that a good mother should be able to do everything: taking care of children, remember every appointment, keep the house running, manage emotions, cook, clean, work, and somehow still smile through all of it. The message isn't always spoken, but it is there. If you are struggling, try harder. If you are overwhelmed, get organized. If you are exhausted, push through. And slowly, without realizing, many mothers start measuring their worth by how much they can carry. And I think that's where so much suffering begins. Because eventually, there is always more to carry. There was another moment I remember clearly. I was exhausted, not physically, deeper, the emotional kind exhausted. The kind when even small decisions feels heavy. And someone asked me, "What can I do to help?" And I said, "Nothing." Not because nothing would help, but because I could genuinely not think of what to ask. And I think many mothers understand this. Sometimes the mental load becomes so heavy that even explaining what you need next becomes a task. And you carry it and carry it and carry it until you are wondering why I'm feeling so overwhelmed. As a doctor, one thing I have learned is that humans are not designed to work in constant stress situations. Eventually, the nervous system starts sending signals: irritability, brain fog, exhaustion, forgetfulness, overwhelm. Not because you are weak, but because you are human. Yet, so many mothers interpret these signals as failure instead of recognizing them as messages. Messages that support is needed, messages that rest is needed, messages that connection is needed. From a biological perspective, humans have always raised children in communities, families, groups, villages, support system. The expectation that one mother should meet every need all day, every day is very new. And honestly, it's unrealistic. Yet every day, mothers judge themselves for struggling under impossible expectations. And I think that's why so many mothers feel lonely. Not because nobody loves them, not because nobody wants to help them, but because they are carrying invisible expectations that nobody else can see. Expectations that say, I should be able to do this. I shouldn't need help. I should be stronger. I should be coping better. And those expectations become heavier than the work itself. The strongest mother that I know aren't the one who never need help. They are the one who know when to accept it. And that's the lesson I wish more mothers heard. Because once I realized it, I started asking myself a completely different question. And that question changed everything. The question I ask myself now is, would I expect another mother to do all of this alone? And every single time, the answer is no. I would never tell another mother, don't ask for help, don't ask for support, don't take rest, don't take break, don't lean on your support system, don't let someone hold your baby. So why was I saying all these things to myself? That realization became a turning point because I stopped seeing the sign of support as failure and started seeing it as a form of care. Now, when guilt shows up, I ask myself three questions. Would I judge another mother for needing help? Am I expecting more from myself than I would expect from someone I love? Is this weakness or is it simply being human? All these questions change everything because they bring me back to the reality. So let me ask you something. If your best friend called you tonight and said, I cannot do this all by myself, what would you say? What would you call her? Would you judge her? Would you tell her to try harder? Of course not. You will tell her exactly what she needs to hear, that she deserves support, that she does not have to carry everything alone, that asking for help does not make her a bad mother. And maybe it's time you started speaking to yourself the same way. Imagine how motherhood would feel if support wasn't something you have earned. Imagine if support was something you deserved. Not after burnout, not after reaching your limit, not after breaking down, but right now, because you do deserve support. Not because you are struggling, because you are human. And motherhood was never meant to be carried alone. If you have been feeling overwhelmed lately, I have created a free checklist for mothers who want to feel more supported and less exhausted. You can download it through the link in the description below. And before you leave, tell me in the comments, what's one thing you wish you could ask help for? I read every comment and I genuinely want to know. Remember, strong mothers don't do everything alone. Strong mothers know they don't have to. I'll see you in my next video.